Hey, good morning, my fellow regular Joes, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Roland Markham, and today I'm going to go over the top 3 things that you need to start off a decent home gym setup. And as a bonus, I'm also going to show you my setup down here and see what you guys think. Rate my setup. Let's go.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Number one, I think the absolute number one most important thing that you need to have a good home gym is a suitable location, okay? Like for instance, my setup down here was this close to not being suitable. Let me show you why. So obviously right here in the center of the room, I have this big like beam looking thing that runs through here. And what that is that's literally the ductwork for the central air. So as you can see here, it comes really close to hitting or coming in contact here with my cage setup. So if you're not doing pull-ups or chin-ups or anything like that, then, it's not a really big deal. But, I like to do pull-ups, I like to do chin-ups, and I also like to do windshield wipers for my abs and obliques and stuff like that. And this definitely is in the way. So you have to be very careful when you're doing chin-ups and pull-ups and stuff, or you'll hit your head. Number 2, if you have absolutely nothing, you are starting out from scratch, then I think one of the best things you can get is a basic cage setup that has a cable on it like this. This setup right here, it's some cheap Chinese-made cage. I picked this cage up off of Amazon for I think like 520 bucks or something like that. And it came with a few different features here. It came with this landmine setup. It came with these outposts here to put your weights on, safety bars. It came with these 2 hooks for the squat or whatever you want to use them for. It also came with this rope, the small bar handle here, the wide like lat pull down handle, the pull-up bars, and these dip bars. So, and also the cable setup. So for 520 bucks, this is a really good deal. It's actually not a bad cage. It's fairly strong for its price range, and it came with a lot of good things. Number 3, the last and final thing that you need to have a good start on a home gym, obviously, is a couple selection of plates. Now, plates are going to be expensive. If you're buying them brand new, most places charge like 80 cents to $1 per pound. So just for 2 plates, you're obviously going to be looking at close to $100. And then most places will charge shipping because it weighs so much. It's going to be a lot of money. I recommend you can either hit up like your local stores so that way you don't have to pay shipping. That'll help cut the cost down. Or even better, during the summertime, start scanning and checking out these local garage sales, because a lot of people, they'll have home gyms, they won't have the drive to stay in it and work out, and next thing you know, they're selling all their equipment. And sometimes you can get plates for stupid cheap. In my opinion, to get a good start on a home gym, these are the only 3 things you need, and let me tell you why. Obviously, you need a good location to set everything up so that way you have room to work. I have sufficient room down here, minus a little bit of headroom clearance when I'm doing pull-ups. But with this, just with this cage, and that's it. Just with the cage and a few weights to put on it, I have everything I need to get a decent, well-rounded workout. I can do squats, bent row, pull-ups. You've got the cable to do lat pull-downs. You've got the bars to do dips. You can do rows and such, tricep pull-downs. I mean, you've got enough things here to do a series of different workouts. You don't even have to worry about dumbbells or anything like that. All right, guys, so there you go. There's my top 3 things that I think that you need to start off with a decent home setup. Now, as a bonus, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have so far and, see what you guys think. All right, guys, so my setup actually started off as just our regular downstairs setup. It's actually started off as my game room. So let me go ahead and show you that first. So this is my game room setup. I have my steering wheel set up for my racing simulators. I'm real big into racing, guys. Love it. Yeah. So I have a bunch of different consoles. I only have half of the games and consoles that I used to have because I had a large portion of them stolen a few years back. Yeah. So I'm still in the rebuilding process. So any other fellow gamers out there, man, drop me a comment. Let me know what your favorite game is. Let me know what your favorite console is. Personally, my favorite console is PlayStation 1, man. That was the first ever console that I had. Actually, this console right here, this one, is my first ever console that I ever had. I have had this console since like 1998, I think it was. My dad bought this for me and my little brother for Christmas, and it was the first console I ever had. These two games right here, Jeremy McGrath Supercross 98 and Twisted Metal 2 World Tour, these were the first two games I've ever owned. So this console and these two games are the original games that I've had since a child. So these are very sentimental to me. But anyways, here's the rest of the consoles that I have, the rest of the games that I have. This is my setup. And, this is my chill room. So on over to this wall, I have my trophy wall and also my resin table. As a part of my business that I own, Torque Racing Production. Also, if you're interested in racing stuff or car-related things, off-roading, things like that, hit up my other channel, Torque Racing Production, and you can see when we went to No Name Nationals. But yeah, anyways, this right here is my resin table. So I do a lot of carbon fiber work and resin work and stuff like that, mainly for F-bodies, but I'm trying to branch out into other vehicles. And like I said, these are my trophies and things. So it makes for a nice little aesthetic in here while I'm working out. It's kind of cool to have in here. All right, so I have my refrigerator over here, obviously, that I keep my drinks in. And then I'm going to start with this dumbbell rack. This particular rack and almost all the dumbbells that you see on it, I got for free. I had a friend of mine. He had the rack and all the dumbbells, and he just didn't use them anymore. And he was actually getting ready to throw them all away. He was just going to throw them in the trash. So I got lucky and was just having a conversation with him, and he had just mentioned it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. If you're giving that away or just going to throw it away, please, I'll buy it off of you. But he didn't want to take my money. He's like, nah, man. He's like, I'm just going to throw it away anyways. You can have it for free. Brought that home, and this is where I started. This is how I started my home gym. I started off with nothing more than this free rack with all the dumbbells, and I went and we bought this pad right here so that way I could lay down and do some ab workouts and things like that, and I could lay on the ground. I literally started off laying on the ground using the dumbbells for like flies and stuff like that. Did it hurt my shoulder blades? A little bit, yeah. Not really ideal, but that's what I had to start off with. Next thing that I bought, I picked up this bench right here. Yeah, it's not a great bench. It's very flimsy, borderline dangerous, but I picked it up for like just a couple bucks at a yard sale, and it is actually the next thing on my list to replace for something good and sturdy. So as soon as I get the cash, I'm going to be replacing this with something much, much better. The next thing I picked up was this cage. This cage, like I said, I got it on Amazon for like 520 bucks. And it comes with all these awesome things, man. I can do pull-ups on it. We've got the lat pull-down bar. I've got this small like row bar. Of course, we got the hooks and stuff for bench and squat. Safety bars, landmine for doing like your landmine rows. And all the cable work, things like that, the dip bars. Just got this for Christmas. My mother-in-law, actually, big shout out to her, thank you. She picked me up this curl bar, and that's going to be used a lot in my next upcoming series. I'm going to have some series coming up where I start my hypertrophy training, and I start going for size. All my life, I've always just went for pure strength, and that's pretty much it. I literally got to looking like this just from strength training alone. No hypertrophy training at all. It was all just strength training and ab and core workouts and stuff. So this time, I'm getting too old to be going for max strength anymore. So now I'm going to start going for hypertrophy. I'm going to start going for just looks and aesthetic and feeling and just being overall healthy and feeling good. So next series, I'm going to start on some hypertrophy training, working on some arm size and shoulder size, getting that back wider, and just going for an overall better look and better feel and stuff. So stay tuned for that series. That should be a good one. I've also got my homemade deadlift pads here. Those, if you guys have seen a couple of the other videos, you've seen me use these. That was literally an old baby mat from my youngest son. He had a little mat when he was a baby, and he outgrew it. And instead of throwing it away, I decided I'm going to grab some duct tape and turn it into deadlift pads, and they work great. I mean, they absolutely work great. They've been extremely durable. I've deadlifted on them, several times now, and doing good. All right, guys. Well, that's my home gym. This is my setup. Let me know what you guys think. So, like I said, given that I got the dumbbells for free and the rack for free, and all I have is the weights and the rack and stuff like that, I think total I want to say like $600. I've got $600 in my home gym so far, and I think that's about it. So there are a few things that I miss about the public gym. Obviously, I miss the fact that there's like hundreds of different pieces of equipment that I can go use. But honestly, that's the only thing I miss from a public gym. I don't miss anything else from a public gym. I like the accessibility of just being able to walk down here anytime I want to work out. I don't have to worry about waiting for equipment to open up. I don't have to worry about the equipment being dirty or sweaty from the previous guy or whatever. I just get to use it anytime I want, however I want. It's really nice. I definitely love a home gym better than a public gym. So as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a pleasure having you guys with me today, and I really appreciate your views, and I really appreciate those guys who are coming in and commenting. So thank you guys so much for dropping a comment. Let me know what you guys think, and I love you guys. God bless. Catch you guys in the next episode. See you later.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.